Hi, I'm Martin Sherow, and I'm running for Village Trustee here in the Village of New Paltz on a 4-year term. I'm running with the One Community Party, which I'm sure you've all heard about at this point in time. And I want to tell you a little story about the One Community Party. One evening we were all sitting in my living room discussing the issues, and we decided that we would split up the issues so that when we were in forums such as debates or get to know the candidate nights, etc., that we would not be redundant. So the 3 senior members of the One Community Party, and I love saying that part, pointed at me and they said, infrastructure. Now, if you're anything like me right now, you have that deer in the headlights look on your face. He's going to talk about infrastructure. And that's just how I felt. How does one get passionate about infrastructure? The next day I happened to take a walk with my children into town, and it dawned on me all of a sudden. If you have ever walked on one of our sidewalks and almost tripped on an upheaved piece of pavement, a cracked piece of pavement, crumbling piece of pavement, and dropped what you had in your hand or almost fell on your behind, it's at that moment in time that you became passionate about infrastructure. If you've ever driven on one of our streets and ran into one of those craters that we lovingly call potholes, and as you're driving a little further, you notice your hubcap is traveling 3 miles an hour faster than your car, it is at that moment in time that you have become passionate about infrastructure. The same goes if you went to the tap for a glass of water and it was brown, or you jumped out of bed fast in the morning to take a shower and there was no water to be had. It's at these moments that we become passionate. And it dawned on me that that shouldn't be for us to do. The village, the government that runs the village, is the group that should be passionate about infrastructure. These things need to be repaired, and repaired in such a manner that there's some forethought given, because growth is inevitable, so increased traffic or use must be considered. They must be maintained, which means they must be diligently inspected. Once all this is done, you will be able to go through your life on a daily basis, to and from daycare, shopping, riding your bike, exercising, rolling down the street on your skateboard, and never give a thought about infrastructure, because the village board has done their job. They have taken care of the issues at hand. You should never be passionate about infrastructure. The One Community Party will do that for you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Pete Healey, and you've probably seen me on this small screen before. I've been a fixture on Channel 23 for a dozen years or so. I'm running for mayor on the One Community Party ticket, and the election is, you'll be seeing this just a few days before the election. The election is Tuesday, May 3rd at the Firehouse on Plattekill Avenue, just around the corner from the Village Hall offices. From noon to 9, the hours are limited. Election is only from 12 o'clock until 9 p.m. We hope you all turn out and vote row B. As I said, I'm the mayoral candidate for the One Community Party. I was not intending to run for mayor originally. I announced several months ago that I was going to run for trustee again, as I'd served what I thought was a really productive term, short term, a couple of years back. And when I got to talking to people who were thinking about running and with whom I consult about a lot of issues, I found that there were no other candidates running for mayor who were supportive of the one community, one government concept. And I talked to what turned out to be my 3 running mates about it, and we all agreed I was the person who could give the personal time needed to serve as mayor, and we would all run as a slate, looking to make certain that the study process that's underway to determine how and whether to unite the 2 municipal governments in New Paltz would develop a reorganization plan for one government and bring it to the voters for a referendum sometime in near future. It may take a year, it may take 2, but we're committed to the process. and we're committed to governing New Paltz in an open, fair, respectful, and responsible way.
Hi, I'm Martin Sherow, and I'm running for a 4-year term as trustee. After speaking with Pete and meeting Sally Rhoads and Stewart Glenn, it seemed like a great place to be, and it still is. I spoke many times before about my signing up to volunteer with the village government in any capacity I possibly could to assist them because they appeared to need assistance, and in fact did ask for it. However, I was never responded to. In one way or another, it was simply dismissed. So I guess in a fit of dismay, I said I give up out loud, and my youngest son said to me, "Dad, you've never seen you give up before. So if they won't let you in, how about you ask the voters to vote you in?" And so from the mouth of babes, here I am. I think the One Community Party is a great place to be, as I said, because one community is just what we are and just how we should act. It's as much an attitude as it is a desired government, in my opinion. That's basically why I decided to run. So do come out on May 3rd and support the One Community Party, and we will support you for the next 4 years.
Hello, I'm Sally Rhoads, and I'm also running for a 4-year term as village trustee. The fun for me is that none of us running together really knew each other until we came together and realized how much in common we had regarding the issue of one community and the issue of solving problems that are currently in front of the village that really need solution. I've always believed that you can either be a problem or you can be part of the solution of a problem. And I think the 4 of us together are a great team. We have a wonderful rapport together. We can agree to disagree and discuss things amicably, honestly, and openly with no hidden agendas, no vested interests, and no self-serving purposes. One government has been a topic of interest of mine for 41 years since I first came to New Paltz. I still believe that we are a wonderful, wonderful community that must at last come together as one community for the benefit of everybody. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Stewart Glenn. I moved with my family to New Paltz in the late 40s, and members of my family have been active in things in the community ever since then. I've always had an interest in not only New Paltz as a cultural place, but also in the government. It ties in with the kind of work that I do as an attorney. And I really had no intention of running, even as long ago as 2 months ago, for the village board. But then, due to some things that I'm involved with and had personal contact with the board, and came away very frustrated and noticed that there were a lot of other people and organizations in town that had the same problem. Rather than just complain about it, I thought, well, with my experience and skill set, perhaps I could be of help, and that why didn't I run for office and try to help make things better. I think there's a real problem with communications, both with the citizens as well as with the town board, and I think that somebody has to address that. I'm fortunate to be running with 3 other people who have similar ideas about open government and about dealing with problems and meeting the citizens with a smile and trying to work things out rather than be their adversaries. So I hope that you will consider all of us when you vote on May 3rd, because I think that we can make a difference and we have the attitude to make things happen. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Sally Rhoads, and I'm running for village trustee for a 4-year term. And as Martin said to you, we four are running together in the One Community Party, and we each want to speak to you about a topic that is before our community. 41 years ago, I moved to New Paltz, and very soon after that, I joined the League of Women Voters, and as often organizations are wont to do, they pick on their new member, and so I was asked if I would serve as representative from the League to the Village Study Committee on One Government. And so, for 41 years, the idea and the concept of one community has very much been on my mind. The difference between what has been talked about for over 50 years in this community has been historically disillusion, because only by dissolving the village could we succeed in achieving one government. Fortunately, now the law has changed tremendously, and we as a whole community, town and village residents together, can come up with a government that is coterminous or almost any hybrid in between. And that is what the government efficiency study is embarked on now. I sit on that committee as a village representative appointed by the village board, and we are undergoing and now have issued a draft interim report for the public to read and understand and work with us to come up with the ideal one government for the whole community of New Paltz. Please understand that this is not a new topic in New Paltz. One government has been discussed for over 50 years, longer than I've lived here. And it is not a reactionary view. It is an attitude that we all live here and want to be together. In these very, very tough economic times is now absolutely the time to start discussing this. There is money in the New York State budget to help us achieve this. There are grants available which will enable us to implement a plan that this whole community will get to vote on. And that is my immediate concern, because I sat on the Transportation Study Committee. We worked very hard over a number of years to look at our traffic problems, to look at solutions to the traffic problem, and finally we all came up with a program that the town board certainly voted positively for, and also the village board voted for. As soon as that government was changed 4 years ago, they turned around and voted negatively on implementing the transportation program. I don't want the government efficiency study, whatever we come up with, whatever we recommend, to either be shelved or fought over so vociferously by the town and the village that it will never ever get to you, the voters, to vote on. And that is what the One Community Party wants to achieve, to work harmoniously together, to educate our public, to find out what our public wants, and to work harmoniously with the town to be able to come up with a plan that as a referendum that you the voters get to decide the fate of our two communities. I do hope you will support us. We will work very, very hard for you. We only care about this community. We believe in this community. Please vote for line B on May 3rd between noon and 9 o'clock. And thank you for watching.
Slam the door, we start the